Anna had been married to David for 8 years. They were the picture-perfect couple in the eyes of their community. David was charming and ambitious, a corporate lawyer climbing the ranks, while Anna ran her own interior design business. They seemed like they had it all: a beautiful home, 2 children, and a love that weathered the ups and downs of life. But Anna had noticed something in recent years that unsettled her, a growing distance between them. It wasn't the usual kind of marital drift that comes from busy schedules or fatigue. David wasn't absent. He was present in all the traditional ways. He took the kids to soccer practice, brought flowers home occasionally, and participated in family dinners. Yet, Anna often felt as though she was sharing her life with a stranger. One evening, Anna decided to surprise David at his office. She brought his favorite meal, thinking they could share a quiet dinner together and maybe rekindle some of the warmth they once had. As she approached his office, she noticed the door slightly ajar and heard muffled voices. Curious, she stopped in her tracks. The voice she heard wasn't unfamiliar. It belonged to Mark, David's best friend since college. The 2 men had always been close, and Anna had appreciated the bond they shared. But the tone of their conversation was intimate in a way that unsettled her. Peeking through the gap, she saw them. They weren't just talking. Mark's hand was on David's cheek, and their foreheads were pressed together. A moment later, they kissed. Anna froze. Her world crumbled in that instant. She withdrew quickly, her mind racing. How long had this been going on? Had their entire marriage been a lie? She drove home in silence, tears streaming down her face. The confrontation. That night, when David came home, Anna waited until the children were asleep before confronting him. "David," she said, her voice trembling, "I went to your office tonight." David's face went pale. He knew instantly what she had seen. "I can explain," he stammered. "Explain what? That you're in love with Mark? That you've been lying to me for years?" Anna's voice cracked with anger and heartbreak. "Do you have any idea what you've done to me, to our family?" David broke down, admitting that he had been struggling with his identity for as long as he could remember. He confessed that he loved Anna, but had realized over time that his feelings for Mark went beyond friendship. He hadn't intended to hurt her, but he was too afraid to confront the truth about himself. Finding closure. The days that followed were a whirlwind of emotions for Anna. She felt betrayed, angry, and humiliated. But amidst the chaos, she realized something. David's betrayal wasn't about her shortcomings as a wife or a woman. It was about his inability to face himself. After weeks of difficult conversations and counseling, Anna and David made the painful decision to separate. They agreed to co-parent their children with love and respect, ensuring that the kids knew they were still a family, albeit a different kind. As time passed, Anna found strength in her independence. She focused on her career, her children, and her healing. She even reached a place of forgiveness, not for David's sake, but for her own peace. David too began living his truth, though the journey wasn't easy for him. He and Mark pursued a relationship, and while it was awkward at first, they eventually managed to find a way to coexist in their new dynamic. In the end, Anna learned that love, though painful at times, also had the power to teach and transform. Her marriage had ended, but her life was far from over. She was determined to write the next chapter on her own terms.